Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Captain Frost and today we're going to be looking at cheap League starter build that is Occultist Blade Vortex through Poisons, which is a very reliable, quite tanky, high DPS and doesn't need any uniques, any pricey items for it to get going. It is very reliable and it is gonna be based on existing SSF character on the snapshot of that character from week 1 in SSF. As you can see, it was level 98 character in SSF Crucible at week 1, and there is nothing crazy going on with its items. It's obliteration, it's 1C wand, it's a leper's arms, it is a 1-2C shield and a cherubim's Maleficence, which is not really that expensive as well. It's probably close to 1 to 2 to 3 KSs, and you can live without any of these items. You can swap them with rares, you're gonna be just fine. Maybe you will have some less clear speed, as it is the case with obliteration that gives you these explosions, or you will have a bit less damage because cherubims gives you a bunch of chaos damage, but it is all not something that you truly need for your build to be good and to succeed. So yeah, let's go for the pub itself. As you can see, we have here 2.3 million poison DPS on pinnacle bosses as well, with nothing crazy going on in configurations. We do have 57,000 effective hit pool, which is very high and which will give you a bunch of defenses. We have high evasion rating, we have high armor as well, and then we're using Eldritch Battery that gives us a way to not think about mana at all. We can reserve it almost completely and still have enough pseudo mana to use Divine Blessing, to use our regular spells, and yeah, not thinking about our resource at all. So yeah, let's go for the talent tree first, then skills, then items. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you want more budget League starter builds or just regular build guides that contain some expensive items as well. It's gonna be a bunch of content on my channel. Just let's go, and the pub of this build is gonna be in pinned comment, just as with all my videos. So let's go. What are we looking for on our talent tree? We're definitely going for maximum life increases. We're definitely going for AoE increases. We're taking as much mana reservation efficiency and aura increase effects as we can possibly get on the talent tree. We're taking additional curse. So we're going to be using Occultist, which means that we already have an additional curse. We're able to apply it, and then we're taking Whispers of Doom as well. We're going for Eldritch Battery that will change our energy shield from defending life to defending mana, and you will spend your instead of mana, you'll spend energy shield on your skills, and it will still recover everything without any interrupts, and it's gonna be just very good and high quality of life stuff. Then we're taking some additional poison nodes. We're taking chance to poison on hit with spell damage, chance to poison on hit just regular ones. We're taking chaos damage increases and chaos damage multiplier with skill effect duration that gives us very good uptime on our Blade Vortex itself. Then we're going for more maximum life. We're taking chance to suppress spell damage, and because that is very good defensive mechanism. Here we have additional chance to poison cursed enemies, and we're gonna poison them constantly. Then we're going for additional mana reservation here. So as you can see, these talent points, they're mostly for your mana reservation efficiency. Then we're going for more mana for more maximum life. Additional chaos damage, additional damage over time, skill effect duration, life, chance to poison, damage over time, multiplier for poisons as well. Enemies poisoned by you cannot deal critical strikes, which is just very, very good for your defenses. You never can get this spiky damage applied to you, more spell suppression chance, more mana reservation, and then we're taking Mage Bane in order to spell suppress cap ourselves, some life, some evasion, some skill duration, more skill effect duration as well. Yeah, and we're finalizing everything with maximum life stuff. So everything is quite straightforward and pretty simple in here. There's nothing special unique jewel interactions or stuff like that. Then if we were to go to our skill gems, we're going for Val, Blade Vortex. Just Blade Vortex will be fine as well, but yeah, Val is pretty good in here. We're going for Unleash. So Unleash is you're gonna store some seals, and then you will, with one cast of your Blade Vortex, you will gonna use a bunch of them simultaneously, and that's just gonna be very good quality of life as well. Cruelty, Void Manipulation, Deadly Ailments, and Unbound Ailments. So there's a big multipliers for our ailment damage and some chaos damage as well. Nothing crazy there as well, and we would have enough poison chance from our skill tree, from our Herald of Agony and other stuff for us to not bother about it at all. And then as our reservation things, we're taking Vitality, which will give us some flat regeneration, Determination that gives us a bunch of armor, faster attacks with shield charge for us to zoom through maps, with Plague Bearer and Withering Step and increased AoE. Withering Step will apply additional wither on enemies. It will give you elusive Plague Bearer. It's just your additional damage skill. Then with Arcanist Brand, we're using Temporal Chains and Punishment. So we do have 3 curses that we can apply on enemies. First one, Despair, is gonna be applied on hit with our ring. If you don't have this mod, then probably you can definitely somehow implement it on your skill gems, get it in Arcanist Brand, or maybe with some other auto proc, or just manually cast them, use them in other curse applicable stuff. So yeah, there's a bunch of different ways for you to do it, but just so you know, you have 3 curses that you can apply on enemies. So first of them is gonna be Despair. It's very good, and it's one of the main stuff that you can get. Then Punishment, which just increases damage on low life enemies, and then you have your Temporal Chains, which is effectively a damage multiplier on enemies, because debuffs on enemies are gonna be they are gonna wither off not as fast, because Temporal Chance, that's how it works. It debuffs on enemies last longer, and that effectively means that your poisons are gonna last longer on enemies, and that's basically your poison duration multiplier, and that's your damage multiplier as well. So yeah, that's with our Arcanist Brand. Then we're taking Immortal Call, Grace, and Flame Dash. So Immortal Call with custom damage taken, it's just gonna be good. You're just gonna have this additional damage mitigation here. So custom damage taken will not work on Flame Dash, because Flame Dash is level 20 and custom damage taken is level 1 only. So it's gonna work only on Immortal Call, because it will proc on skills that are level 38, and Flame Dash requires you level 70. So yeah, Flame Dash is for your manual use, for your quick dodges, because shield charge is more of a just travel skill, and a Flame Dash is more of a dodge skill. With Grace, that gives us, it's gonna be our constant aura that gives us a bunch of evasion rating as well. So with Divine Blessing, it's gonna be your button that you're gonna push. With Inspiration, it will cost less. It's a Malevolence. Yeah, if you need more damage, you're using this button. You have this for a close to 10 seconds buff, which is very good. And Herald of Agony will not be linked with Divine Blessing and Inspiration, even though it's in the same item. And it will just give you, it will give you virulence stacks, poison buffs and stuff. So yeah, that's a very effective reservation skill for you to have. And as you can see, we do have 16 unreserved mana, but we don't really need it for too many stuff. Yeah, that's just how it's gonna go. And we do have our energy shield that we will use for all our skills, and we will never have any problems with our mana. So yeah, let's go for our equipment and talk about it a bit. So obliteration is a unique one that is very good for your map clear. Enemies you kill have chance to explode, dealing portion of their damage as chaos damage. You have additional extra chaos damage from your fist damage and some spell damage as well. Here you can have any other rare weapons that give you +1 to level of all physical spell gems, +1 to level of all spell gems, that give you chaos damage multiplier, that give you spell damage, just regular one, that give you maybe like some even faster casting times, but it's worse. But yeah, you can have any rare weapon here and it will be just fine. It will just not be as smooth with your AoE clear. Then with our shield we have Leper's Alms that give you 74 to maximum life, shared suffering, 4% chance to block, increased duration of ailments, chance to suppress spell damage, which is very good, but it is still not as required for your build to work. Then with your helmet, you see here that we have just regular rare one with duration of ailment, increased duration of ailment, which is very strong, increased punishment, curse effect, some stats, some intelligence, maximum life, and some resistances as well. Then with body armor, Cherubim's Maleficence gives you a bunch of damage, gives you a bunch of raw armor and evasion rating, some life, which is just good. Then with gloves, we're taking we see here that we have some additional increases to our damage, chaos damage over time multiplier, some life, and resistances. Nothing special, nothing too good. Then with our boots, we do see here some onslaught generation paired with movement speed. It's a crafted modifier that you can craft on your gear. We do have here otherwise some mana and resistances. With amulet, we allocate toxic strikes. It has some attributes, some life, and some res. With rings, we're taking again more res here, some chaos damage, curse enemies with despair on hit, which is very valuable, but you don't need it for your build to work. And we have here some chaos damage, some chaos resist as well, that will help us with damage mitigation. Then with belt, we have some strength, life, and resistances. With one abyssal socket, it's Stygian wise, but you can get some other bases that are gonna be just fine as well. And with our regular jewel, a regular abyss jewel that is in this Stygian wise, we see here some armor, some attributes, maximum life, and chance to gain phasing as well. With corrupted blood cannot be inflicted on you, which is very, very valuable, and you probably want to have it somewhere in your talent tree or on your Stygian Vice. And then your other jewel is just increased global fist damage, some life, and some resistances. Then when it comes to our flasks, we do have Divine Flask of Divine Life Flask that give us just recovery. It's not even instant, it gives us immunity to bleeding. Then Quartz Flask that give us phasing, some chance to suppress damage. Jade Flask that will give us evasion rating, Granite Flask that give us armor, and Quicksilver for our move speed. So yeah, that's basically it when it comes to this build. It is very powerful, it is very cheap, you can play it on solo league. If you want more content like this, then definitely subscribe to the channel. Hope you're having a good time, and goodbye.